we're going to try and explain how scientists solve problems in a systematic way called the scientific method, and explain what is involved in each step of the scientific method. So we want to complete up to up to five, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to complete those first 5 points in this class. It's a lot of information, so we're going to have to move ahead, right? Let's add these persons. Let me just add these persons. Okay, let's move on. All right, so we're going to watch this quick video. Hopefully it will come up, right? Hopefully it will come up. Let me see if I can bring it up quickly. Mhm. All right, so it's loading. All right, so let me know if you're seeing that. Are you seeing it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So listen, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me,
I
Sir,
hear a
can you
question.
turn it up?
Turn it up.
Yes, sir.
Uh, that's the highest I think it can go. All right, let me mute my mic. Okay.
sir. I cannot hear.
Sir, I can't hear either.
Sir, I'm still not hearing anything.
No one is hearing.
Yes, no, sir.
All right,
I
no problem. Was anyone hearing?
can't hear it, sir. No, sir.
All right, let me just give a synopsis of the video then. All right, no problem. All right, so he was basically saying he was basically talking about the difference between science and technology. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So he was talking about the difference between science and technology. So science, he was saying, is used to discover. So science has to do with discovering, right? We go out and we discover new things because these phenomena would have been in place already before we were even born. So we go ahead and we discover. While in technology, we invent, right? So that's just the main difference, right? I'm sorry that you weren't able to hear. Um, so technology, we invent new ways to make life easier. I hear a question.
Hello?
I hear a question.
Sir?
Yes.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Anybody?
Like your mic is not working.
Stop, I can't hear it. No.
All right. Tell her to send the message in the chat. If you're not hearing, send a message. Right. Let me take this off quickly. Are you hearing me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So as I was saying, science is used to discover, right? Discover, while technology is used to invent new ways to make our life easier. Miss Anderson, please, this is from writing on the board. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to just do this little short activity. We're going to match these, and you will help me to match these different science activities and the branch in which they fall, right? So let's start with the first one, tracking climate change, right? Which branch of science would do this? The geology?
No, sir.
Would it be zoology?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No,
Would it
sir.
be meteorology?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, let's go to studying animals, right? Would it be botany?
No, sir. No, sir.
The astronomy?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
Biology?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Studying animals? This one here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No. Studying
No, sir.
animals?
Geology.
Right.
Yes,
Zoology.
sir. Zoology. That's what I said.
Okay. Okay, good. And when searching for new mineral deposits, branch of science will do that. When studying new mineral deposits, which branch of science will do that? Would it be botany, new materials, mineral deposits?
No, sir.
Would it be
No.
astronomy?
No, sir.
Would it be geology?
Yes. Yes.
Studying mineral deposits, right? Brianna, please. This is from writing on the board, all right? Thank you. So it would be geology when studying minerals. All right, when studying plants, which branch of science would that be?
Botany, sir.
Botany, right? And we have one more when studying objects beyond the earth. It would of course be astronomy, right? So we are on our way, right? All right, so let's go into the definitions now. So science is the study of nature, the environment. So nature and the environment, things that are around us, things that we were born, we born and we saw them and we studied them. We studied their behavior. So the word science comes from the Latin word scientia, right? Which means knowledge. That's where the word science comes from. So in science, observation and experiments are used to describe and explain natural occurrences. So as I said, we were born as a little baby and we came into the world and if we threw a ball up in the air, we saw that the ball would fall, right? So we want to
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
why does the ball fall?
Yes, sir.
Natural
Sir, because
Yes,
of
sir.
gravity.
Gravity.
Sir.
because of gravity.
Gravity, sir.
Because of gravity, sir.
Right.
Gravity,
So
sir.
this is because of science we were
Yes,
able
sir.
to
Because
because of gravity. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's move on. So the knowledge that we gained is never complete, right? So we can never know everything about the world. There's always more for us to discover. There's always more things that we need to know about. For example, cancer. Anyone ever hear about cancer?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
So the
Yes,
cancer, the treatment.
sir.
yes, sir.
What do we know about cancer?
Sir, kills people, sir.
Hair loss.
Sir, kills people, sir.
A deadly sickness.
Right. So
Sir, you have breast cancer.
you have different forms of cancer, and they
Sir, I
are
got cancer.
right. There is no medicine to cure cancer at this point, right?
Oh, sir.
Right. So, but we have treatment for cancer, right? So and the treatment has been developed over the years. So over the years, we have new treatments. So this actually proves it. So we can never complete the treatment for cancer. We can always come up with new ways to treat cancer, or can always come up with new ways to cure cancer, right? But it is never complete. We're always furthering our knowledge in science through experiments. All right, so the various branches of science now, they fall under either social sciences or natural sciences, and we'll just focus mostly on natural sciences, right? This in this class, or in this grade, right? Social sciences is more technical, right? As it relates to nothing, not really technical. It doesn't fall under the natural sciences department. Of course, you have social sciences and natural sciences. Social science would be the study of, for example, psychology. But we have to cover, right? So we just focus on natural sciences. You learn more about social sciences as you go in the different grades, right? As you move up, you learn more in grade 10, grade 11, all right? So we just focus on natural sciences for now. So this is a branch of science that deals with the physical world, right? The physical world. So this, for example, we have physics, right? We have chemistry. Anybody hear about the word chemistry before?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
Anybody
sir.
know
sir.
what
It
it
has
means?
to do with
Sir.
chemicals.
sir.
Yes,
Chemicals
Chemicals,
and experimenting.
Sir.
right? Wonderful. And we already spoke about geology, right? Studying of
Yes,
the
sir.
earth,
Sir, that has to do with like the polygon, something like
Yes,
math.
sir.
right? And we have biology. What does biology? Anybody hear this word before?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
You just study what? What is it to study?
Yes, sir.
What is biology
Sir,
used to study?
sir, and something about like animals, sir.
Yes, animals, or and the body. Animals, plants, right? All living things. So biology studies animal, plants, and so forth, and astronomy, right? We just spoke about this,
That is the solar system.
right? Solar system or outer space.
Sir,
Go ahead.
are we supposed to be writing this off?
No, you'll get these notes. I'll post them on Google Classroom after the class, okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's move on. Right, so we'll now move to technology, right? We have technology here. So we just did science, and now we're going to do technology. So technology is the application, right, of knowledge that we got from science. So whatever knowledge we got from science, we apply it to develop new technologies, right, that will help us to improve our quality of life. So we have, for example, we know that from science, we studied that in order for a car to move, for example, a car to move, we need circle wheels or square wheels. Which one we need? The circle wheels, right?
Circle.
So
circle.
we learn this
So
from science,
circle is.
and then we use technology now to develop um to develop to develop ways and means, right, to improve our quality of life. Quality of life meaning the way in which we live, right? They improve our quality of life by technology, making life much easier and more efficient, and of course solve problems, right? So if we want to get from point A to B, we definitely will use a car, right? And it's because of technology and science, the combination of the knowledge of science and the application, that we're able to be able to move from A to B in a timely manner, right? Everybody on par so far? Everybody's understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so
Yes, sir.
technology
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. All right. So technology allows people to control and adapt to their natural environment. Right. So we go into a new environment. Say say we move from our house and we go to another village, right? The village will have a certain type of technology that will help them to have a better life. For example, we move from Jamaica. This is Jamaica, right? Where the sun is hot. We have a hot sun. But then we move to Canada. We migrate to Canada, right? Canada is much bigger and it doesn't have it's not as hot as Jamaica, right? It's not as hot and we have a lot of clouds and the place is cold, right? So the technology in Canada will help us to adapt to this cold weather. What are some technologies that can help us to adapt to cold weather?
Sir, like those fireplaces, sir.
Right? The fireplaces,
Yes.
heater, right? Electric heaters and so forth. So these are just some things that have been developed over the years to improve the quality of life, and this is only through technology, right? So the examples of technology include X-ray machines. Anybody know what this is?
Yes, sir.
What is it used for?
Is used to find like the broken bones, sir.
Right, broken
In
bones
your
in the
body,
body.
sir.
Right,
Yes.
right. So if we fall and we're having severe pain, right, without an X-ray machine, we can't know what is happening for exactly. Sometimes we think that it's just a little cut or a little bruise, but it's actually much more serious. It's actually a broken bone, right? And we move on now. So science has enabled us to have technologies such as cars, telephones, and airplanes, right? We want to travel from, as I said, Jamaica to Canada, right, in 3 days, or we want to be there tomorrow, right? We cannot use a boat, right? That would take us forever. If we use a boat, that would take us forever. So we have to use an airplane, right?
Yes, sir.
We have to use
Yes,
an
sir.
airplane to fly over.
Yes, sir.
Right. So it's because of technologies why we're every day we're developing new telephones, we're developing new ways to communicate, right? WhatsApp just came into being. Zoom, right? Zoom was just made popular this year, right? The way that we're able to communicate now, even in this time. What if Zoom and WhatsApp and the internet weren't available? We wouldn't be able to communicate. So technologies, we can have class on our beds, right? We can be in our beds right now and lay down, right? And I know some of you haven't washed your face from morning and you're still in class, right? That's an example. We can do all of these things from home, right? And these technologies make our life much easier than before.
Yes,
Before
sir.
they were invented, before Zoom and the computer was invented, right? We had to do a lot of these. We had to do a lot more work. We had to do a lot more writing and so forth. Right? Any questions before we continue?
No, sir.
Okay.
Oh, sir.
Sir.
Wonderful.
No, sir.
No,
All right.
sir.
No,
So
sir.
now we'll jump into some lab rules. We won't be spending too much time on these, right? Um, so the following rules must be followed when working in laboratory in order to keep you and your classmates safe, right? So before you enter the lab, I'm hearing some noise in the background, right? For the person with the noise in the background, I'm going to ask you kindly to mute the mic, right? And thank you so much, much better. Right? So permission is needed to enter the lab, right? This is a must, right? Um, no food or drink should be brought into the lab, right? Open all doors and windows unless otherwise directed. So you're required to know at least 10 of these, So I can cut the list down, right? I'll send you the updated list. So we'll focus on this one. Tarisha, please remove that from the whiteboard. Thank you. Tarisha, please remove that from the whiteboard. Or I'll just make a note of that. I'll just write it down. Right? So no food or drink should be brought into the lab. Thank you. No food or drink should be brought in the lab. Permission is needed to enter the lab. Always walk in the lab. Do not run or play around. So we'll skip out 3. Djane, thank you. Do not tamper with any electrical mains, right, or fittings. Why? Because we don't want to get hurt. We don't want anybody to get hurt. Do not attempt any experiments without the teacher's permission. This is important, right? So read all instructions carefully and ask for clarification as required, right? So essentially, when we get a lab or we get an experiment to do, we must read instructions carefully. We don't want to miss out anything, and we miss out any important detail, and our lab is not complete, and we essentially waste time, right? You want to handle apparatus and materials carefully and correctly. So when we're handling any form of glass, you don't want to make the glass fall or anything like that. You want to keep it as safe as possible. Do not remove apparatus or chemicals from the lab. That is very important. We don't know some of these chemicals can be harmful, right? And the school has to pay a lot of money for these, right? And so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yes.
7, 8. We have 2 more left. We can focus on 2 more. Right. So work tidily, clean all apparatus thoroughly, and dispose of waste correctly. So I'll just cut out these, some of them. Oh yes, and report immediately any damage, broken or damaged apparatus. Right. If anything is damaged in the lab, report it immediately. Right. So that it doesn't causes harm to anyone. So let's go back through once more. No food or drink should be brought in the lab. We don't want any rats or roach infestations. Don't play in the lab because we don't want any broken equipment. Do not tamper with any electrical mains or fittings because we don't want anyone to be harmed from the electricity. Do not attempt experiments without the teacher's permission. We don't know how dangerous these chemicals are. And before we do an experiment, you should read the instructions very carefully and ask for clarification as required. Handle apparatus and materials both carefully and correctly to prevent any form of breakage or any form of chemical spillage, right? Report immediately any broken bones, any broken apparatus. Give me 1 second. Anything. Yeah. Give me. Yeah. Correct. Right. So report any broken apparatus, right? And do not remove anything from the lab. And work tightly and clean all apparatus. So you get this list. I'll cut down this list down to 10. You're only required to know 10, right? So I'm making your work less harder, right? As best as possible. All right, so we're good so far. Say yes, sir, no, sir, or you can send it in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
wonderful.
sir.
What did you say?
All right, so let's look on this now and identify some harmful or unsafe activities. Let's look on them and identify some harmful activities. What are some harmful activities that you can find here? All right. Anybody say any harmful activities?
Someone is running in the lab.
Right. So this guy seems to be
Yes,
running.
sir.
Sir, and the girl has her hair long, sir. The girl has her hair long down, sir. Her hair can catch in a fire or something like that, sir.
That is true because you can see here she's dealing with some kind of fire here, so she must be very careful, right? So we have this girl here, right? This person here,
Somebody's eating. You're not supposed to
and we have this guy down here
Eating.
who's eating, right? We don't want him to be eating. Anything else?
He's touching.
Sir, the boy with the phones experimenting.
His phone. Sir, the
Sir,
girl
that
has a
person
phone.
have his
Right.
phone.
So this person has their
Over the
phone on,
chemicals.
and while they have the chemicals, so they're not holding the chemicals carefully, right? They must handle it very carefully. This guy right here has his phone in one hand, and he seems to be hiding while he's doing the assignment, right? Anything else
Yes.
we see?
He's touching the fire.
This person right here,
Right here.
right? He's touching with his bare hands, right? So when dealing with chemicals, you want to at least have on a gloves or something, right? Want to have on a gloves when dealing with chemicals. All right, you know what? Let's go through all of them, right? Because I think that one was there also. So let's go through all of them.
Not tamper with any.
So just a small change. Just try and memorize these four also, the 3, 5, 13, and 14. So I won't trouble it, right? Because we have to open all doors and windows unless otherwise directed. We must store all coats, bags, and other belongings tidily, right? And we should not hold the upper hot
Oh
apparatus
yes,
with
sir.
our
I
bare hands.
saw Oh yes, sir. I
Right,
saw a girl with her bag, sir, in the picture.
right, right. This person here, right? This person here,
Yes, sir.
right? So her equipment or her clothes are not folded properly, right? It's not really folded properly. Anything else? Look at this person here, right? This seems to be hot, and he's holding it with his what? His bare hands, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
We said,
I
sir,
guess.
Just try and memorize all of these. They're not really hard, and you should wash hands thoroughly before leaving the lab or experimenting. Ensure that you wash your hands. Right, so that is it for now. I will send, do you have your workbooks? You have your workbook?
yes, sir.
Sir.
You have your workbook?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you
Yes,
mean rental book, sir, or writing book?
The
Because I only
Exploring
have
Science for Grade 7 by Collins. You have that book, right?
no, sir.
Something but the person already said.
Sir,
No,
which
sir.
You don't have it?
Sir.
Does anyone have it? All right, for the persons who don't have it,
This, sir,
Yes, sir.
anyone has it?
sir, can you put it on?
Hold on.
Original.
Sir, what is the name of the book, sir?
Exploring Science for Grade 7. For
No,
grade
sir,
7.
I do not have that book.
No,
You don't
sir.
have it?
Me too, I do not have that.
I don't have it.
Sir, this is the only book.
Let me see.
Sir, I don't have the book.
Science
Sir, have
All
this
right.
book.
No problem. So I'll
Sir,
just
I
ask
have it.
You have it?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me see it. Can you just turn on the camera and show it to me, please? Thank you.
I can do it.
Because I am going to collect mine on Friday. I'm going to school tomorrow to collect mine. For the person who has the book, let me see, please.
Oh, double there.
The workbook, not the textbook, the workbook.
Here it is, sir.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to take a picture of page 4, 5 and
Oh,
7.
that book. I
Yes,
do
sir,
have it.
I have that book.
Right. So take a picture of 4, 5, and 7 and send it in the group for me. Okay. Pages 4, 5, and 7 and send it in the group. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So do that for me now. All right. So we're through for today. Um, if you have any questions, please let me know in the group, or you can go ahead with questions. Go ahead.
Those books.
Sir, I have the book.
All right. Good. So I'm going to ask
Sir, I have
who is going to volunteer to take the picture.
I do not know how to take a picture.
Sir, I screenshotted it, sir.
You sent it in the group already.
Sir, I send it
Yes,
in
sir.
the group.
All right. Page 4. All right. Let me just check quickly.
I just
All right.
saw it in
Okay. Thank you. Page 4, 5, and 7. All right. So I'm going to ask you to complete that right now. All right. Page 4, 5, and 7. Answer all the questions. All right. For the rest of the time. So you will have until 1 o'clock. You have 1 o'clock, but you will get at that time.
Should we use
Okay, sir.
Should we
Sir,
use
the
writing
class
the
is
book?
over.
You can write up,
Excuse
you
me,
can use a pencil and then take a picture of it. I'll create an activity on Google Classroom.
Mr.
Okay,
Chair?
Page
Excuse me,
4,
sir.
5, and 7. Go ahead with the question.
Sir, should we write with pens in the book?
Yes, pencil.
Okay.
Sir,
It's less than 1 minute, so you have to hurry up with the question. It's going to cut off in a minute now. Go ahead.
don't have the book.
You don't have the book?
I don't have the book.
All right, the pictures will be posted in the group. Check the
Excuse
group.
me, sir.
Go
Are
ahead.
you going to send the information in the class?